Me did young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bushing for Ghana. No, me used to tap send, tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Aye easy, aye convenient, aye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover aye map tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Let us see how come we bushing for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Emre tudo nani etena ka mu kwanten akotonyo mabegu ye shop mu se ubenya ni nyina ofako enno so ya asem foforo owo so to mfa akosi kaswa ne mpatamu anase achimota la pass ekosi nsawam. Jimmy Dale is your one-stop shop distribution for wholesale and retailers. Safa drinks, insure, enyane, anasa ade bia wo pebia. So ukoton kwa dia enye bebia wo se wutumwa eye Jimmy Dale. You can locate Jimmy Dale Ventures at Giga Junction inside Soto or call us now on 0208-920-996. Jimmy Dale Ventures, the official sponsor for Sammy Flex TV.
Well, we are back from the weekend and we are still recovering from all the weekend's activities, the stress, the events, the party, and more. Our voice is not too cool, but no matter what, we still have to do the work of God. That's why this evening you guys are watching us and we are back. Whether we are ready or not, we have to come back to work, and that is what you guys have to know. So it's not about today I'm ready, today I'm not ready. No, that is what the work demands. The work demands that anytime that it is time for us to do our thing, we have to be available to do it for God and to do it for country as well. So my name is Sammy Flex, and in your shot, Roland Amate is already there. He was also at the party, partying hard. In the middle is man like Chemo. He was also there, and of course Kojo King. This week is going to be one very busy week for Kojo King because this week is when the song is dropping. The countdown is on. 4 days more to the release of the ever-waiting Be Kind song, and we are waiting for it with all the speed in us. So you guys should get ready, and it will be available on all the streaming platforms. Surely you guys would have to wait for that. It is going to be an interesting piece, no two ways about that. But before that, let me welcome them and we can start running. Kojo, have you had enough rest?
As they say, there's more rest after death, so you can't have enough. Yeah, so.
Today I woke up, I read a message from Jataran 9. I said, oh, boss, I know you are tired, so when you wake up, I'm saying, what about them? Me 9, when you wake up. That means, what you identity? 9, when you wake up.
Yes.
Do you know when I took my children to school, I said 9, when you wake up. It is not easy. Yeah, you cannot sleep much. This is Ghana. And it feels good to know that sometimes our friends abroad, they might think that Ghana is very soft for everybody. Not as in, let me put it well, as in we are all living a flexible life. Yeah, let me put it, that's how I wanted to say it. It's not everybody who is in Ghana living a flexible life. Some of us are living tight lives. So just as you live there, some of us are also living the same way here.
Yeah.
We work morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening. Now, I don't want my weekend to be touched by anything. I just want to let my weekend be free, unless it is something extra which will bring either pleasure or more money. Apart from that, forget it. Either pleasure or more money. Apart from that, forget it. Okay, so to start with, we told you guys we were preparing for what we call the industry gathering put together by Flex Entertainment. And yesterday, really and truly, it happened. We were able to gather at Sammy Flex Paradise, where we met some of our industry folks, and we had a good time. As a matter of fact, we had a good time. We called for the support of some of you, and you did. You came to our rescue. You came to help us. And once again, I still want to say thank you to Edmond, who is a PhD student in UK, our own sister Jackie Boatin, who is in US of A, also supported us, and Augustino also supported us. You guys are wonderful. We appreciate every little thing you did for us. And really and truly, the party happened. Now, whilst Richie is rolling some of the videos, I'll go and ask my people what they observed and the future of it, whether it is something we can do. Yesterday, we actually wanted to have the discussion part of the whole program, but I told the MCs that no, the way the program is going, anything that will bring talk will kill the vim. So just, Kwame Dazi came to me and said, Brasami, so what time should we say? No, the way it is, let people just party and let's close. After all, it is what it is. That's why we came here. So let's see how my people also saw the program. Roland Amate was there. Tim Dodu Solomon Chemo was there. Kojokin was there. Digital Rasta was there as well. And Richie Flex was also there. And we are sure going to have another one if God gives us more life and more deals. We are sure going to do that. So let's start the show. Digital Rasta is on camera. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show. Roland, let me start with you. You are into events. What were the highlights for you at yesterday's Flex Entertainment gathering, media gathering and soiree?
Brasam, it was a very beautiful event. In fact, you asked the question of whether we can do this again. Whether or not we can or cannot, we still would have to do it. Because you know, even in your intro, you spoke about the fact that we are very busy people. It is not as if we are only on this platform. Aside even being off air, there are so many things that we do behind the scenes that keeps us. Sometimes if some of our people come maybe to Ghana and they would want to spend time with us, because sometimes it's hard, it's difficult. Because you call the person today and the person is here, proud. So all the same, it was just a beautiful opportunity for us. And looking at the timing as well, it was during the time where there were not so much duties in town. Unlike other weeks, from December into first week, second week, January, you realize that there are so many events pile up, so many responsibilities and workload to be done, and there's all these get our attention. But the timing was also very key, and it helped us to also distress and also help us also enjoy, because most of the times, yes, you see us at various events and you think that we are chilling, but it is not chilling like that.
No, don't see him like that.
Don't see him like that, but it is because we are working. And this was the only opportunity for us as industry people to also at least have fun and also reflect on most of the things that we were able to enjoy. My highlights where one of them would be what is rolling on the screen that has to do with Kojo King's performance. I think it got to a point. I think initially he decided to just do one or two but along the line he himself got carried away, and Charlie man was in the spirit.
Yeah, his manager told him to perform
back to back. Afan is and it is like that. And a big shout outs to Young too. I think they also give us very beautiful sounds. They also give us very, very beautiful sounds. In fact, I was so much impressed yesterday with the attendance as well. Yes, I was also very impressed with the people that came. Yes, even though it was an open invitation, some people took the pen, yeah, Papa Nikita Blackie.
That's
And the weekend you need it.
Raya,
Rastafari.
I couldn't, Raya, Coscally, they want a kiddie.
I think that those my highlight would be the sound. That is the people that give us the sound. Young Two Entertainment, Kojo King's performance, and also attendance. I was very impressed with the love, even though it was an open invitation and everybody was supposed to come. The people that came, you can clearly see the kind of respect and the connection they have with the family and how they were even able to show up. I'm sure some people even had other tighter schedules that they could have maybe been there, but they even chose to obitimi ba I just came to support and to also pass through. And it felt good. It felt good, like at least you know you are not doing it in hiding or in a vacuum, but you also have people who will show up and support any day.
I see. Chamo, how about you? Your highlights, your takeaways from yesterday's media gathering?
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, very impressive. The people who came, a lot of people came around it. Even somebody like Kobiche, he said that he starts somewhere, but he will try and then pass through. But later he said he couldn't come. I see. Yeah. And then I saw Zion Felix also there. And then a lot. I think it was
the comedians too represented.
OB came in. Okay, so nice one. I think we should find a way to do it again. And maybe
and to officialize it.
Yes, and just that one we should make sure that we will do the discussions instead of just partying and dancing and all that. I think we should find a way, and maybe first section we will do the discussion, and then
the only challenge I had, reason I called it off, was the fact that the people did not come early. The people did not come early at all, because the time I could say we had a full house was around 6 p.m. That was when we really had a full house. Sad time to know the program too, we didn't want it to drag. So if you're going to have a discussion and wait till another party again, we are going to close in the night until Sunday. And I say,
I think it was because of the way the communique also went out. Because if I'm sure moving forward subsequently, say to me, say okay, during the first 2-3 hours, we will be having a workshop, and there's a particular focus or direction to it, as in maybe a particular topic on board. I'm sure some people who will be interested even in that particular topic, would come early. Even, yes, we know some people wouldn't come early, but then we will have an appreciable number of people to do that with. Then later we can have the refreshments and other parties as well.
All right, Chabon, we should continue.
So I think that's the only thing that I would suggest that we make sure that we do next time. But as for the party, I think it went well. We all had fun. Whatever you want to take was available. In fact, you can even go for extra.
Do you know when we finished, there were more fufu than soup. Because people were going for more soup, and
the meat. Doing justice to the meat and all that. So I think it was good. We have to sustain it. We have to find a way to make it happen again. Just that the discussion part should be in our next one. I think we have to make sure that we will do that part. As for the food and other things, it was plenty. Like, it was available, unless you don't want them. If you want food, you will get as much as you want. So good. Big ups to the team, and then those who supported us, and big ups to Young Two. The sound too was on point.
Quality sound.
So Young Two Temade also a jibe. Sound Temade Young Two or no one else. So big ups to him, and big ups to the team, to Sammy Flex Entertainment. I think we did well.
Thank you, Kojo. You were from the beginning,
Yeah.
in fact, the brainchild of this whole thing. And Kojo supported in the production, the planning, the setup, everything. What did you see? What can you share?
Yeah, I think I'm happy that we were able to pull this off. It's a good thing that we have to sustain it, and whether we like it or not, it's going to happen. Yes, because to after going through all the hassle and the struggles, we also need to have time for ourselves to release the stress. You know, I always say that with creatives, because we always use the mind, it is easy to stress up. That is the highlight. This is me, my highlight.
This is your highlight.
Yes. Yeah, so
This is your highlight.
Yeah,
That's your highlight.
It was super.
Esu. Hana menumusu. Seven percent back come home. Okay, go to.
Yeah, so we always thinking of things, how to create new things. So the mind always gets stressed, and so the little opportunity you have, you need to make sure you do something that can distress you. And it's beautiful to have some of these organizations or events to ease us up. And so it was a beautiful. I love the people that attended. In fact, people who are key in the industry, you know, key people
from all corners,
and also who have they have the vibe with us and all of that. So I was happy to see all of them there. The food, yes, our fear was not to get a lot of people and we wouldn't be able to provide them what they will eat and drink.
It was one of my dreaded moments.
Yes, so
I didn't want that to happen. Cry.
Exactly. So we were back and forth. Let's get more chairs. Let's get more drinks, and we did all that. And at the end of the day, it was in abundance. Yeah. Everybody had enough to eat and enough to drink, and that was a plus on our side. And also the band. Oh yeah, they did very well. Young too. They came in to show us love. Yes, and also my performance, you know. I keep telling you that.
But it opened the week of release.
Yes.
Yeah, the performance opened the week of release.
You know, for once, I was like, hey, it felt like I'm on a commercial stage, you know. Yeah, it felt like.
It's not like you're on a commercial stage.
Yeah. At the point,
look at currency.
I was,
like,
my
like
rich man. Currency behind you, giving
like
me
a dancer.
highs.
Like a dancer.
Yes, so it was. I was in the spirit, you know.
I could feel it. I could feel it. At the point where you were jumping.
Oh yeah. Energy. Yeah.
Kojo was jumping. Hey, Charlie.
Energy.
Yeah. I saw that kind of jump.
Yes. So everything was beautiful, and the fact that everybody that came was happy. They were all happy, you know. They really enjoyed. They felt at home, and you could hear people saying that. Yeah. And I think anytime we invite them, they are going to come. And big ups to each and everyone who supported.
Yeah.
God bless you. You made this happen. And anytime we count on you guys, you are there for us. And may God bless you wherever you got it from. May God replenish you in thousand folds. Yeah.
All right. So let me just wrap up this way. So the idea was not to invite people specifically. That was not the idea. So nobody was called as in, we called this guy, we called that guy. No, we made it an open invitation and we said it was strictly media people. Reason I made it strictly was that I was scared other people would miss, and when they come, our food and our drinks will not be enough for them. So those who follow me on my socials, I'm sure you might have come across a post where I said it is strictly media people and that we were doing it within a specific time. Nobody was reached. So everybody who came from the fact that there's an open invitation for me as a media people or as a creative. And they came beautifully, from comedians to bloggers, musicians, radio presenters, TV presenters. Like, we had all of them there. And like Chemo said, what we could not do was the talk part of it, because mainly the people came late. male people came late. If like by 3 we had a full house, I'm sure by 3 to 4 we could have done the talk. Then the rest would be. But the people came late, and when they came late, Charlie, the mood none the part in the drone. Okay, let me no, with my experience in events, you don't do that. So yes, that was what I said. Okay, this is the maiden edition. Now we know what to work and what to not work. Maybe in subsequent years, if you do this, we might have to be forced to invite specific people. Maybe in subsequent years, we might have to be forced to invite specific people. Then we take it from there. So guys, thank you to you. Thank you for being a part of it. And the story continues. It feels so good to know that everyone is following. Now let's go to Jamaica. Right after this, let's go to Jamaica, where Stonebwoy is in the news for playing on that stage, the Rebel Salute stage. And when you go to Jamaica, it is a very big platform. As a matter of fact, when you go to Jamaica, Rebel Salute and Sting, they are beautiful and big platforms. And I understand why Jupiter is not a happy guy. Because Jupiter goes to Sting and you guys were holidaying. You guys were having fun. Instead of you to stop work and come and report what he did. In fact, his performance was 26. Yes. So I'm sure that was why he also did not get some media attention. Because his show was on 26 December. And 26 December, yes, people were holidaying. So Jupiter, we are sorry. Next time we stop holidaying, we stop our Christmas and make sure we work for you. We are very, very sorry about that. Yes. We make sure we work for you for free. We are sorry about that, bro. Now, Richie, are you taking us to Jamaica? Okay, then let's go to Jamaica. Watch the act of Stonebwoy, and when we come back, we do the reviews. This is the time Ghana is really breaking boundaries when it comes to some of these things. So let's go watch it. I'll be right back.
It's a one big trip with a wonderful artist. We now segregate the music. We now separate the people. And it's a one love, one life. Listen, listen. It's a special time for me, you know. But no matter if my time run out, but it's a story me have to tell Jamaica, you know. I mean, yes, Stonebwoy, watch that. 20 years ago, same day, 21st, I got an accident in a Ghana and I broke my right knee. And I couldn't walk all the time. And somebody that drug it up, you know, because my mama couldn't have money to pay for surgery. You see me, I tell you. So I step on the road and do music and juggle music and I know that job put in my heart. You see me? So 7 years after, yeah man, I'm going to do the surgery now, I'm correct it and right now Stonebwoy I bounce man it, you know. But in everything, I say reggae music, dance and music saved my life. Now when I say me a reggae music and dance and artists from Africa, they say why? They say you don't need to ask why, because guess what? All I know, look for me now, Jamaica, Jamaica. Look for me now, na 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 na. Stonebwoy, your brother, your brother, your brother. Listen to this. Okay, give me an answer. Boy, I got the thing they never think so me would have get, you know.
And that was Stonebwoy on that stage, Rebel Salute. It is a big stage, like I keep saying. Almost all the greats in Jamaica, they have all mounted the stage before. And it feels so good to know that our guys are now invading Jamaica. Looks like the month, or maybe from last year to now, it's our Jamaican invasion of a sort. 2 of our artists going there to represent us musically. And it feels so good. Chamo, what do you also know about Rebel Salute and Stonebwoy's appearance on that platform?
I mean,
Your mic.
I've not done like a deep search about it, but okay. I've heard it's a big thing. I mean, if if they invite you or you are part of it, I mean, it means you have yes. Yeah. They will not put anybody there. Never. Or trying. If you are not coming, trying to be you don't have a chance. There, go and do your homework well, and then come back for the big thing. So yeah, I think Stonebwoy getting that platform is huge. And he's also getting the exposure to Jamaican market. I mean, he has been there for some time. like he's been going there back and forth and all that. But I think getting this opportunity is also huge, and and again, I think he did not disappoint. I mean, he did his best. Just that I couldn't hear the kind of patois that he was speaking.
I think he was talking about his accident and the fact that his knee injury came, and again the fact that it was dancehall and reggae music
that saved him. I heard the saved. Yes, yes, but I think he has done well for himself and even for Ghana in general. And just that the accident part, I think he should forget about talking. Like if it's not specific, if someone is not asking you what really happened, for me, I think there's no need to mention it. So? Because when you do that thing, people will downplay your efforts. People start feeling pity for you instead of the good things that you do. When you do that, that's what happens. So if you are the best in the game and people can, say that you are good enough, what do you need that accident pity for? Because some people, naturally, when they see that something like that has happened to you before, they will naturally feel pity for you. Instead of, so for them they think that's good, but me, I think it's not good. It will downplay your effort. It makes it like you are not good enough. Instead, we have to feel pity for you, or we have to feel so sorry for you. So me, I will not advise anybody, especially if you are in the game and you are making it big. I mean, that thing, the accident and even how you do your thing is not taking you back. So what is the point? So me, I'll advise him not to go there unless there's a specific question. Oh, I've heard about this. What happened? Then that's an opportunity for you to explain what happens or what it has affected you. By you coming out to say whatever you want to say, I'll advise him to avoid going that direction. Right. Apart from that, I think he's good and he's doing himself proud, his family, and even Ghana as a whole. And big ups to him for this one.
Okay, Kojo, how about you? Rebel Salute in Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica. Any artist who is doing dancehall or reggae music, it is your dream to be in Jamaica. That is the headquarters of the genre.
Reggae and dancehall.
Yes, so especially when you are an African and you're also doing so well. And they are also proud that something that is their origin or their rights, it is transcending into borders and making waves in even Africa. And yes, thank God for technology. Wherever you are, people can listen to you and know whatever you are doing. So they also know about some of our musicians here or in Africa and the other parts of the world who are excelling with the genre. So to have Stonebwoy there, it's not a surprise thing that is happening. I think this is not the first time he's been into Jamaica. A lot of people know him in Jamaica. So he deserved that platform and he did justice to it. I don't know if he went with his band.
I can't be so sure.
Okay, that would have been
I've rather seen him in another video shooting a music video. So
a music video.
Jata Nation shared a video like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So Stonebwoy, yes, he's a world brand now. Yes, Stonebwoy is a huge brand coming from Africa, not even Ghana alone, and we are proud when we see some of these things. Just that we pray it gets better and better as time keeps moving. And so big ups to him for this feat. Episode also enjoy. These guys, they confuse me. Episode and Jupiter. They are weird names. Episode Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter also had the Sting and Stonebwoy also on Rebel Salute. So big salute to both of them. We are praying for more for Ghana music and Africa as well.
Okay.
God bless him.
Okay, yes, roll.
That's it feels good to watch our people outside, especially outside their comfort zone and jurisdiction, because yes, that is the only way that you can clearly see the impact of whatever you're doing. Sometimes you do it and you feel like, okay, am I getting that recognition out there? And that is
someone noticing me.
Exactly. And this is one of the ways that you realize that, okay, when Stonebwoy invited Beenie Man to Ghana, most of his songs that he performed, people really were not so familiar with, apart from the few ones that were popular. But if you should see the man on stage and how he was still able to keep the crowd going and moving, you realize.
And even the very last one who came, the last artist.
Busy Signal.
Busy Signal. Yes.
Busy Signal.
Yes, exactly. Like you can clearly see that connection of all who a good performer is, and it feels good. And I think that is exactly what Stonebwoy gave. In fact, he knew what was at stake when he was even called, or even when he was even lobbying for such a platform. But so he really prepared well. He's seen whatever the people he brings to his country, what they do here. Therefore, it was also a responsibility for him to also go hard over there. And that is what I was more particular about the things he said on stage concerning his knee, because it was not long ago that we discussed one of the statements from Bosheba. Yes. And I remember I had an argument with you of whether or not Stonebwoy is a physically challenged or has ever been a physically challenged person. Yes, and that's why
Chemo, were you here?
No, Chemo wasn't here.
Okay, I'll pick your views on whether Stonebwoy is physically challenged.
That's why I was more concerned. You see, I said that being disabled or physically challenged, whether you were born with it or through accident, it's about 50% of it is psychological. About 50% of it is psychological. For you to break out of
the
it,
effect of
the effect of it, yes, is psychological. You can recover parts or fully out of it. That is physically, but psychologically you may not recover. It takes a few people who are able to recover psychologically. And that is what Chemo would say, that sometimes he would even wish you don't even talk about it unless they ask you. Because the moment you keep talking about it, that means, or any opportunity that you get, then you talk about it, it means that, yes, you might have recovered fully, maybe physically or partly, but then mentally
and emotionally,
yes, you've not fully recovered, and any other thing can trigger it. And that is what Stonebwoy felt on stage. And besides,
so are you trying to say Stonebwoy mentally has not recovered yet?
It is very difficult, Rasame. It is very difficult, especially I even physically, Stonebwoy has not even recovered up to a 70%. Even physically, yes.
And he's able to jump on stage.
He now
still want to say he's physically challenged.
Oh yes, he is. no. You see, it depends on how you look at it, because as yes, you also said you have a knee problem.
Yeah.
Yet
I'm also physically challenged.
Yet you don't walk. No, you see, yet you don't walk with kneecaps. Do you walk with knee pads?
No, sometimes when I'm doing something, it triggers and I feel the pain.
No, do you mostly on a normal, on a regular, go out with knee pads? You don't.
Maybe if I have it.
But Stonebwoy does. Stonebwoy does, and he does it every day, especially whenever he's going on stage or whenever he's going out. He does. So if his level was not as much or as bigger than yours, he wouldn't have been doing it. Probably his knees would be free like yours. Exactly. So yes, you can see him jump here and there. It is because, like he mentioned even in the video, he was able to afford surgery, which has now helped him to a certain point, because he said it at a point he was just dragging his leg like that. But now, thankfully to the surgery, he's able to even bend a little bit, much less be jumping here and there. So yes, for the matter of being a disabled, like I said, most of the effects are psychological. If you're able to break out of it, I think you'll be able to do something better for yourself. Other than that, it is a very beautiful experience to see our people perform. And I agree with Kojo. These are the things that we would want to see, and we will even want more. It shouldn't only be with Stonebwoy, like we saw Black Sheriff doing the other weeks ago. This is what we want to see. We want to still see our people busy throughout, from January to December, and not seasonal. Not seasonal, because
music is not seasonal.
Music is not seasonal. Yes,
everywhere, anytime,
everywhere people are enjoying themselves, and the moment we are also part of it, then we know that yes, the international recognition that we are all seeking for, gradually it is coming.
Okay, Chemo, so I was asking that, would you describe Stonebwoy's position as someone who is physically challenged because he had knee injury?
Not at all. But let me give the difference. I mean, we have physically deformed person, and we have physically challenged. I think the difference is that when you say you are physically challenged, based on your deformity, there are certain things that you can't do. That is the physically challenged.
Okay.
But physically deformed is what it is. You can't do anything about it.
Okay.
So you can be physically deformed, but it's not preventing you to do what you're supposed to do.
Have to do.
Like Stonebwoy can jump, so you can't say he's physically challenged because well,
no, boy, no,
because
better than someone who is
even
yeah.
so if you go that direction, then whoever Stonebwoy can jump better than is physically challenged. No. Now you see, so you can be physically deformed. That one you can't do anything about it. I know you're physically deformed. But even to 90 now to me the year adebia obia ne 90 betimi aya when you're physically challenged in that sense. Because you can still perform that task without your leg or your hand. That's the difference. And you know, you can say Abia Stonebwoy is physically deformed based on the but he's not physically challenged because he can use it to perform tasks like ordinarily or normally people can use it to do. So you can't consider him as physically challenged. He is just physically deformed. And why I don't go there most of the times is that, in fact, let me share this experience. There was a lady and she asked me, "Oh, what really happened to you?" I tried to explain to her, and this lady was crying.
When you were explaining what happened
to me, then she was crying. Now I go like, how? Like. So now, how do you think that lady will feel about me? It will all be about pitiness. It will all be about trying to help me. Even if I can do better than her, she will still help me. So like, I have had certain experience that when you ask, then I will, why not? If you want to know, I will explain things to you. But I hardly bring it out. Like me, like we are doing something and I want to share, like, no. Because it will...
to make it a case where...
Yes, it will mask my abilities. People will not think about... In fact, I consciously do certain things that sometimes...
Conscious by...
do certain things when I meet people for the first time that some may not even recognize my physical deformity. It takes time for them to do realize it. In fact, KSM confessed to me that, hey, I didn't know, like, but at that time now you are working for about 6 months.
Hey, before he saw it.
Yeah, before. And no cross see now or maybe you may be a man or in a laptop and or not to me stretchy type of BB or so no. Or go like, oh wow, that kind of experience. And he didn't even at that time say anything. We were having a normal conversation, and then he brought it out like, Charlie, I didn't know, like, and I said, yeah, me. In fact, I consciously do certain things.
Because you know, such a person, even if he had known, he might think you will be inefficient in some way.
Exactly. So if I met him for the first time, and because I want favor from him, I will start with it. Come on, you have spoiled things. So me, I advise a lot of them. If you are physically deformed, but you can do whatever task that you can do, forget about using that as a leverage or people feeling pity for you, because in fact, it will even do you more harm than good if you want to use that. Oh yes, obviously. he may not.
As you continue talking about that.
Yes, that's why. Like when you get on any platform, that's where the conversation will go, and they will forget about your music or whatever you want to sell. The conversation will be about your physical deformity, not even the challenge, because the challenge is what you can do and what you cannot do. But if the focus is on your deformity, you are dead. It will not help you in any way, and I advise against it.
All right, thank you so much for sharing this. So I think the other day, me and Roland back and forth like this. Like I said, I don't see that as a challenge. Yes, it might be a deformity, but it doesn't stop him from doing anything. He's still capable. The kind of minute Stonebwoy can perform on the stage, jumping. There are some strong, yes. There are some strong people who can do that. They will faint.
Medical be home me treat. I'm a ko bi che kura nyasem.
Encore.
Ko bi che ne bi nyasem nyem.
Okay, so Chemo, still with you. Because you are always in the online space, I want us to do this. Richie, give me the post about Ebony, the late Ebony, and the fact that blogger Felix Akakpo is saying something. Over the weekend, Roland shared it with us. I said, okay, let's have a discussion. Maybe he's saying something good, maybe it is trash, then we throw it away. But we will still learn about it. That is how beautiful the world is. You can learn something later if you realize, okay, what I learned is not going to be very useful. You drop it, you move on. If it is going to be useful too, you capitalize on it and you do something with it. So this is Felix Akakpo. He's a blogger. And he wrote this piece for our dear late Ebony, who was one of our topmost female artists when she was alive. Now he says, gone but not forgotten. I see how people like Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, Paul Walker, and more still have their social media accounts actively running even after their deaths, continuing to relive their talents, legacies, and projects in minds of the old and new generations. We as Ghanaians have lost great too, but with their social media accounts and relevance, we need to relive their legacies and tell the new generation about their greatness. The likes of Ebony, Cissy Williams, Bob Santo, and others deserve to be celebrated on and on. Artists should have people managing their social media platform with them, so that one day, when they are no more, their legacies will live on. And this is a blogger. I think he's now based in US more. He started his blogging career in Ghana, but now he's based in US. When he got married, he moved to US to live with a wife. Congratulations to Akakpo. He was my staff mate at Xylophone Media. So yes, I know him very, very well. A very hardworking guy. Now, this is a story that in Ghana, the moment a celebrity dies, they die with their everything, including the numerous numbers they run on social media. So today, if someone has 1 million following in Ghana and the person dies, according to Akakpo, the account also dies. But he's advising that that should not be the way to go. He's advising that even when they are dead, just as today, you might see a Michael Jackson page posting, just as today, you might see a Bob Marley releasing song. Just as today, you might see some old, some gone legends posting stuff on their social media platforms. He thinks we need to do the same for our people here in Ghana. So he mentioned the late Ebony, he mentioned Cissy Williams and some greats that ever since they died, everything of theirs died as well. And I don't know what wisdom or senselessness we can make out of this. Chemo.
Yeah, it's not a straightforward thing, but what the things or the suggestions that he is giving, I think we have to consider it. Just that it's not for everybody. I mean, for his list, like the Ghanaian names that he mentioned, I mean, apart from Ebony, I think the others will not qualify. And the reason is simple. I mean, at the time
that did he mention?
Cissy Williams. I mean, Bob Santo and co. At the time,
you think Bob Santo will not qualify?
Yeah, but
what he has material, Papa?
Yes, but the point is that they were not active on there before they died.
But someone can create it and make them active.
Yes, and who's supposed to do that and who will be the beneficiary? That's where the thing is. I mean, the way our system works, that's where the problem is. For the outsider that he mentioned, they were all under agencies, companies, and other stuff. So the agencies, they have interest in it. So they won't let it go like that. For them, if you are an actor, you have to be under an agency to do things on your behalf. And so if you are no more there and that agency, they know that they can still make money on your behalf. They will do that and then share it with your family. But in our case, we don't have that kind of structure. So yes, I will agree with him that we have to consider so that going forward, at least the people with huge impact, like well, some people may not like it if we mention our name now when they are no more there.
Yeah.
But we know the big guys in the system. I think we can have something like that. Now some of them run their social media with others, just that they are more active than those people. Yes, in my case, like I have some accounts that that are managed, and if they are no more there, I still have even access to their account. But the thing will be, would their family agree that I continue?
Someone goes ahead.
And I had to do it because it's not a company. If it was like, if I was like running a company on my own, if I had a company, then I can have an agreement with that person that even if you are no more there,
manage the company.
I can manage it based on the terms that we have. I can't go beyond it. But if you leave it like that, Ghanaians, as we know, people may even use it to solicit for illegal monies and all that. But if it is a company, there will be more kind of transparency and other stuff in it. I can bet you when you go, when you will see everything that you want to see when you want to probe into Bob Marley's account, or when you want to probe into Michael Jackson's account. They will still be that transparent because their business is running behind it. But in our case, would it be a business or an individual who, even when you are not dead, they are using your account to solicit for money, and now that you are dead, no, it will be a big challenge. But I agree with him.
Recipe for disaster.
Yes, but I agree with him that we have to consider it going forward, especially the companies that we have here managing artists and all that. In the case of Bullet and Ebony, for instance, they could have continued. Just that
was Bullet's account changed to did I say Ebony's account?
No,
it was still there.
No, it is still there as we speak.
It's still there?
Yes.
It's still there.
On Instagram?
Yes, on Instagram. The last
200
post, the last post was around 2018, 6th February.
Wow.
Yes, and 256k.
Oh, so the account is still there?
Yeah.
And it's still Ebony range? 256k.
56k.
Yes. By India.
So what it means that nobody has the details?
Maybe.
I think they left it after they are feud with
Stonebwoy
Party.
Yes.
They left it
So that's where I was coming. Like what happened between Stonebwoy Quartet, Ebony's father and Bullet. I mean, it will by all means bring some of these things. Bullet will say that okay, I don't want anything to do with it. Like I don't want to do anything with this. So just take it. And Stonebwoy may also say, I just want to preserve my daughter's legacy. So let it be as it is. I mean, he celebrates his birthday and all that, her birthday and all that, but he's not been doing anything about the social media accounts and all that. So yeah, I mean, I agree with him. We have to consider it because some of them, they have some form of legacy that I think can still push it going. But there are others that it will die. I mean, because their impact wasn't that great.
Strong,
yes, and for them, even when they are alive now, they are not doing much on their social media platform. Some of them you have to convince them. In fact, sometimes beg them before they will do something.
They post a thing.
Yes, and we can take Ejaku's example. Ejaku and Kwekumenu. I mean, we heard what Kwekumenu said about the whole thing. You have to beg them before they will even have something like that, or they want to even try it. So that will be our problem. But I will agree with the guy that yes, we have to push for us to get at least some people. Let us get it going. So maybe with time you will get better at it. But as it stands now, it will be a recipe for disaster.
I see. Well, Kojo, what do you also think about that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful call, and in other jurisdictions it happens. But you know, we have level of growth with this business. In our space, we haven't gotten to that level to even understand some of the details in this. It will make sense if the person has some repertoire or new works. For instance, Ebony is signed to Rough Town
Records.
They has about 100 unreleased songs. Still as part of the contract. Maybe she was signed for 4 years, and after 2 years she passed on. So we still have 2 years to go, and she has repertoire. Yes, we can still manage the account actively and release songs, which can even become bigger than the ones when she was alive. But if she doesn't have any material and you still want to maintain the account, yes, it will be good for the legacy. But what will be the things you'll be posting, especially in Ghana? If somebody wake up and will be running away, that a ghost, a ghost is saying hi.
A ghost has posted something.
everybody just posted good morning Ghana.
Wake up.
He just tweeted good morning Ghana, you know. But if there were other songs, yes, they can manage it very well, like the Michael Jacksons that he mentioned, because they have works. You have works that are under contract. It wouldn't go waste. Some of them have been done 5 years and is waiting to be released maybe in the next 7 years, already planned and projected. So it can't fail, no matter what, it must come out. So this is why we see it often there. Like Susie Williams. If Susie had certain videos, yes, it would make sense to still run the account actively or project it. All of them that he mentioned in Ghana, yes, if you really want to start now, even today, if somebody creates, it will be a success. People subscribe to their accounts. Recently, Ajako joined TikTok, and when you see the numbers that he's getting,
he was begged to join.
Yes,
he was begged to join.
Yes, he accepted it, so he joined.
Whether he begged or not,
exactly, and he's enjoying it. Now he's enjoying it. When you go and see the numbers there, they start putting some of his old videos, and it is making more numbers. So any of them, if you create an account for Bob Santo now and you manage it well with most of his old content, people will subscribe to it, and so it will be good. What I think we have to be doing for them is to do certain monuments to honor them, or maybe if they are creative like musicians, we can institute some annual concerts in their honor to remember, to honor them and remember them. Like we build some statues and all of those things, name them after places or the label which they were on when they passed. For all the achievements, they can initiate something like a foundation or whatever to keep them on. So if it is
foundation, they will mention it, but they won't do it.
Exactly.
The moment the person is buried now,
it's buried,
the foundation is also buried.
It is there. So that is it. But for that, if we are not even doing that, definitely we have the media playing their songs, radio and TV. Occasionally we'll play their songs, and also YouTube and all of that. They have the archive, so one day or the other you come across some of them, but it should be more deliberate so that we don't have most of our people passing on, because that is part of life. We can't just forget about history or the people that has passed on. We also have to pay respect for their contribution to a certain point in life before they left. This morning I received a call from my hometown, Achimasi. Yes, they are. You know, is there? Yeah, no, I gave them a shout out. And they told me this December will be the 10 years Pablo died.
Oh, I see.
So they called me that
10
we have
years?
10 years.
Really?
Yes. 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, he was buried 2013. So this December will be exactly 10 years, his 10th anniversary. So they called me that we need to do something in his honor. Many people don't even know that this December will be the 10th anniversary for Pablo. So we were brainstorming on what we can do to stage a concert, sort of, to invite most of the his colleague musicians and stakeholders to maybe come to Marseille so that we can host something in his memory. Yeah, so it's a good thing, so that, yeah, because everybody will pass on. Everybody will pass on one day. So if like Sammy Flares, all the things you have done, and after you have joined the ancestors and nothing is celebrated in your memory, that would be a very bad thing to happen. So I think we need to think about how to institute some of these organizations to immortalize the memory of most of our heroes. Because Ebony, within the short time he was in this game, achieved a lot. That, but for these conflicts between label and family, you know, that buha is unnecessary. But even though I want to believe, even after that, still the label needs to do something. Because I think Ebony was the first artist for Rough Town. Exactly. So that is key. She's a prominent figure for the label because they grew together. So whether their family is fighting, I don't think if you are building a statue somewhere in here, and they'll come and demolish it.
They may. The kind of fight that people fight here.
If they see you are going to capitalize on that statue to take money, then they will come.
No money.
No, but unfortunately, that's how they might even see all your moves.
Sometimes it is not as if you are even going to take money off it or make something out of it. It is even the unnecessary conversation around this car. We are why or the kojiska. Then at once now.
Yeah, I remember that was the case when he stayed the concert. People were like, "Oh, the bunny make his sky," none of that. So. And enjoy and then but the family too, you stand to lose something. That all the achievement that your daughter or your child had, it is gone down the drain.
You couldn't keep it.
Exactly. And if somebody want to try to, and you yourself, you can't do it because now the daughter or the son is not yours. He didn't make them. He didn't make them. It is the people who love them. And they made them whoever they are. So leave it to them for them to do it, and the glory will come back to you. Worst case, yes, you can partner with them and make it successful. So it's a brilliant call from him. That if we give mind to it, I think we can do something in different forms, not necessarily running of social media accounts, because with that it will be if there are enough materials to sustain it. But we can institute monuments to honor them or create concerts, foundations and stuff to make sure that we keep, if like this December, Ebony Foundation is going out to donate to orphanages, to the street. We will relive their memories, and that will be beautiful. So we can empower individuals or institutions to take that side of the job. But I don't think you can't stand the fight of family.
Yeah.
Because they will think, hey,
we are the royal.
Somebody will go to them. Or the Mubani Jijiska. Or the Mubani Vijiska.
Okay, I get it. So it is hard to do here in Ghana.
Oh yeah. Our understanding, we haven't gotten there.
Okay, Rome, how do you also see it, since you even called our attention to this?
It's a very beautiful observation. In fact, but like my people said, it is all about the understanding and education in the system. You know, elsewhere, it is because they understand the system so much. Sometimes it wouldn't even be out of the fact that the person belonged to a label or probably an entity. It is because somebody has seen the business side of it, and the other party, that is the family of the demise, also understands the benefits that comes with whatever they are going to do. So unlike, let me use the case study here, Rough Town Records and Stonebwoy Quartin. You see, for Stonebwoy Quartin to go and fight Rough Town Records over Ebony stuff means that they didn't even understand in the first place how it worked. That is where Bullet will also say, okay, you said you want everything, then just take it. Do whatever you want to do with it. But if Starboy Kwati and his people understood that, okay, even if we leave them to manage everything, the only thing that we can only account from them is accountability. Yes, unless they don't do that. If they are not able to do that, then that is when we can call foul. Other than that, if they understood whatever cause or whatever is supposed to be, even after probably the contract between Ebony and Rough Town Record is off. Rough Town Record can still manage the things of the late Ebony, and it would have still been a smooth transition. I don't want to believe that the company that signed Bob Marley signed him for 100 years, which is why they are still managing. No, it is because even after some contracts were done, it is because they all understood the business and whatever that
the
partnership
fact that we needed to maintain some legacy going.
And they understood whatever is at stake and how everybody can bury their ego, their pride, and whatever, and let whatever they and drive a common agenda. I mean,
okay.
It is that understanding that will make these people still hold on to the legacy and even preserve them. And so I agree with him. It is a very beautiful observation, but yeah, sometimes it is difficult. So even with the people who are veterans now in the game, who do not understand social media or even the new ways of doing things in the media, like now, like Ejako and his peers, and even before himself, some people can just take them on and even educate them on. But Chemo said the pain that you would have to even go through. There are so
be able to stand it.
There are so many people that would even
family pressure.
Charlie, there are so many people that will even want to just shoot a documentary even for some of these people, just to preserve that part of their legacy. You can imagine the kind of stress you go through. I remember one time when you called me for it was a certain project like that, and we needed to go and speak to some chiefs around the Ghana area. You remember the demands that came.
Yeah.
So if at the end of the day you feel like, okay, I can't meet that demands, then whatever that was supposed to preserve even at that point, if you were allowed to document it, would be gone.
I think it was some more related interview
would be gone, and what will become of it? Nothing. It is like that, and it is one of the ways that, Charlie, when you think about it, you wouldn't want to put yourself in that torture. Then you find other ways to also find content and also capitalize. At the end of the day, it is the returns that you want. Then later they will come and tell you that you don't respect history, you don't respect the things that people have done, and these are some of the conversations that come with it. Because at the end of the day, people who even have the edge, like Chemo and other people, because their understanding is not so much, or it's not there like that. The difficulties that they go through before they even get some of these things, that is very appalling. You go to a veteran and tell him, oh, the way Anyama Kone, I think we need to create some kind of digital presence for you. Let's make things very rich for you online, even though in your era, when you were even in your prime,
it was not very active.
Yes, you weren't. It was social media. Let's say Nane Champon, Nana Match they did them, for example, in their prime, when they were in their prime, social media.
Nana Champon is very active.
Exactly, and that is the only way they can preserve them. That is the only way. You find whenever we move to a different dimension, you find ways and means to also belong there, and that is the only way. The Michael Jacksons and the likes were all coming from the cassette and CD era, but they have their stuffs on the internet. How? Because there was a conscious effort to still take them wherever the system goes or changes to. And it is like that. If we are able to do that, and the people should also understand that, Charlie, some people hey, obi the camera be so to be or do this guy or do YouTuber or this guy. It is and then here one of the key factors in tears anyama we the system. So yes, it is a very good observation. In fact, I agree with him, but then it is a gradual process. Check a crack before some will be lost completely, because some people, no matter what you do, will never understand. They won't understand, so some will be lost. But the ones that we will be able to gather, at least we will be able to preserve them for the next generation.
Well, so with the Ebony and the Rest saga, it is unfortunate that we don't have institutions that can handle this, unlike what we are seeing from the Michael Jacksons and the Bob Marleys, because there is an institution, because there is someone who has seen that this is my work. Like imagine how Sarkodie would get a free fix or a feature with someone who is there like Shatawale said. It is because someone is working. Though the main figure or the main head is dead, someone is working. It is someone's job. He wakes up and knows I'm working for Bob Marley Foundation or something like that. But I see, when someone said if they come out with foundations, I know when Ebony died, some of these things were mentioned, including even Bullet himself.
Stonebwoy Quantity Foundation.
They all mentioned it, that they'll be doing this, they'll be doing that. But no. But Charlie, this is a 250 something K account lying down doing nothing.
And that is just Instagram. That is just Instagram. So you can imagine Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and now the additional ones like the TikTok and other ones. I tell you, if you should create an Ebony account right now on TikTok
to fly,
and people know that oh, this is truly someone handling Ebony's account and it is genuine. You'll be shocked at the numbers you receive a day. It is like that. People will automatically follow. And I said Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, up to date, people still follow their account. ASR, it is because they know and trust. Said this is the true account of the person, whether dead or alive.
Okay.
So people should just understand. Hey, yeah, foundational kind here, Charlie.
Well, whilst we were thinking about how Michael Blackson will be taking care of his school, we hear he wants to do some more. That is what we are hearing, and according to some posts that he has made, I'm asking myself, hey, then yenya isue, Jerusalem mabia, musuma mo, mamusum mame. So he's saying that Africa has so much talent, but no representations. I think it is time to do something about it. We are the most beautiful, talented, and hardest working people on this planet. So you can't go wrong if you take a chance on us. One of the posts or the tweets read. Now the other one also reads, I'm definitely building more schools for the less fortunate kids. But for the adults, I'm thinking about a few things. I'll talk to some folks in the States and see if you can build a huge factory that could employ about 10K or more college graduates in Ghana, UK, and I think it's US rather. Okay, in Ghana, US, and Nigeria.
I think it's US. I'm also feeling maybe Liberia.
Right. Yeah, I think he'll be one of the.
Because he was mentioning African countries, and Liberian flag is
like the okay. I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Okay, then another one also reads, for the talented ones, I'm definitely opening up Blackson Entertainment, where you manage musicians, actors, and soccer players. 2023 is going to be a special year for my people. Interesting times. So whilst he is thinking about employing people, I also chanced on a video of a gentleman who is also crying. It's Liberia, eh?
Yes, Liberia.
Oh, so there's another one here, and it says that since I built the school, my DM on IG and Twitter have been nothing but 18 to 30-year-old West Africans, mostly from Ghana, Nigeria, and Liberia, asking for help. So, Chemo, you were right. 18 to 30 years old West Africans, mostly from Ghana, Nigeria, and Liberia, asking for help. They just want to work and help their family out. It is true. We just want to work to help our families out. As Africans, we don't give up, and we don't take no for an answer. We just want an opportunity. I have read all your messages and I feel your pain. I can't save the world, but I'll do all in my power to help. So this is what Michael Blackson is saying, that ever since he built the Agunan Saban School, his DM on Twitter and Instagram, he can't sleep. Every day, people from Africa giving him messages. We need help, we need help, we need help, we need help. So he's thinking about what to do. He wants to build some more schools, number one. He wants to open a factory or a company that can employ about 10K people. That is 10,000 people, either in Ghana, Liberia, or Nigeria. And again, he says for those in show business, he is about to start what he calls Blackson Entertainment. And Blackson Entertainment will manage actors, musicians, and footballers as well. I said, okay, business 2023. And that is how it is going. Now, that's what I want us to do. I would want us to go and listen to another gentleman who has also employed people, but this time around, he is not happy. When someone is happily thinking about employing 10K people, someone has employed others and he's weeping. You go and watch that too. When I come back, we open this up for conversation. I get your views, I get their views, and we put it together. Watch it, I'll be right back.
There's a chromo hanomono. Near youth no chini say, well, there's a chromo hanomono. Near youth no chini say, well, be a juma when you play nipa maso mumeye juma. Let us say, walk of Lucifer, at the now bet now. What is happening? Other than Motesa, and I'm sorry, I pay Juma and a Juma, a Saban be a Juma. What is happening? Who be a Juma? Chromo a businessman, you are hanging ye woo, moo queer. Then, of course, why? Who could for Bishop Mayor Juma po, you row Juma first week, second week, or persona ya pepper. What the fuck is that? On your road, Juma first week, second week, you know, or persona ya pepper. Then, of course, why? Abraboya mon 1 minute, Muntie, Abraboya mon 1 minute. Obia Sumamo. Mama minimum papa Munquasia, Wadia, Wari, and ne Jamusa, life no, and a modern Namuko for company Muna Mudio Munya, or Taisha Muna modern Namukeke. And a Musumudimu, a Guawaria Sunamu, you don't have plan, no thinking, nothing. Ye employ Musamu Maya Juma na fedia, more than a problem. Oko Fagan and Nisi on in a year, Juma, obey Riausa, obey we are not can we change some no one done in the town for. Why employ Obino? No, I sat down in town for your Kobe Kun, Aden, Bonnie Bene Koso. What is happening? And indeed, now so for no be now say, we members or mobile, sorry, no bomb pire. Now, ya, then I'm catching on. Because Munko for the Yaduamu Juma and ye and 2 pound. Meaning India for binete, Koeno Munyuma, Yuma, your Fagana for, especially Christians, and Omuya too much. Omaya church, and you make here, or may compare, but Chrono Kwa Aden, as so for then I'm more catching members. No. This is a message. Mokasancho Muye, wo Kuyan, ye Numa. Uko fakis to need the neighbor now Jumama, obe gua Jumanama, Aday. Mean can religion, but listen, and qualify in playing now your Christopher into a more Samna Mecca. Ewaha. What is happening? Uko funny but now the Empire, when you done one no diwatem. Miss Ramo, Munya Parbon, some no catch of Namuchom say, a Jumaya Nadisi Kaban to 1 year, Jumaye. Unyo be a Jumati Wakumam now in ya Jumaye, Mukuyan. I just say Jumaya in a bed jaya. Ghana for ya Jumaya brat. Uko Fagana Nison in a bayaj, Juma be Muslim, Christian, obey Yawa, Mawajumanagu. A day no. Our bonny who's so they be American, a binie. My Janemo Nam went to me a mobraye into a tiny and bring a Shamuna modern nam. Now, most sank of when you manio mobusia. Why? Then Abba, ye near who told ye numum, who be a Jumana Fagana needing a bird, Juman power problem. A dancem Mukwa Jumaya for Munyai, especially you to now, Bano. We are so lazy, most of you people, and stupid. Mudama Musianyansa, Mumbahuni at the Bamo. Musianyansa, no more Jimmy too much. Jimmy.
Well, so details of this video not very well known as to who the gentleman is, what work he does, which country he recorded a video from. All these details are not beautifully done. But what we know is that he has started a business as an entrepreneur, and according to him, the people he's employed, they are stressing him. And I also saw the excitement in Michael Blackson announcing that he wants to employ 10K people. And then because, hey, Mami Pamu will say, making sense that is what you want to do. Roland, you can continue. You can start this for me. Michael Blackson's way of doing things. The fact that he even wants to register or sign on artists and our business. How is it like? Like, how is the future looking like for him?
Any Christian brother, Christian sister, Christian brother.
Michael Blackson.
I am not surprised though, because not long ago I think I saw an article from one famous Hollywood entrepreneur, Michael B. Pratt, who was installed as Nana Dakrabo in the central region. He says he wants to partner with Michael Blackson and Kobe Maxwell.
Oh, your guy.
Yeah. To build a $350 million
is also
a movie producer. Yes. So they want to build a $350 million project, entertainment project. Yes, in the movie industry, in central region, and that is what. No, in central region, and that is what they want to do. Yeah, that is what they want to do. So even with Michael Blackson also trying to set up an entertainment company to recruit talent, I would want to believe is part of the processes in which they want to make this possible. That's Sammy.
Just that before you even continue, it is my prayer that as they think about doing it, I also want them to know that the way it works in their country differs a little from what we do here. So in their plans to do this, they should not think they are bringing everything that they are doing in America here in
the aim in doing. But then, that's people there. It is something that can and especially the mode that amount for binum at the selected workers. It is also one of the problem. Sometimes the truth of the matter is that it is not even based on qualification or based on competence. But sometimes it is based on who you know, friendship, and also recommendation and pity. Yes, and sometimes who follows that tangent with there's that huge possibility of you getting disappointed in the end. So you see, when the man was even speaking, he made mention of the fact that most of the people that he employed are Christopher, and he was charging on the pastors and asking them what he tells his members whenever they go to church. You can clearly see even from his statement that is one of his criteria. For somebody who is a Christian, that means we a Christian need their 30-40% were qualified. Now it has to do with, and here I say also the understanding of employment. The physical features and so and also play a very important role. Until when you be an Italian who say the Obey Jumana chap. No more crack up parliament with Trinity. When you're more
granted assessment.
Utli who said the Obey Jumana chap. Public currency said the encounter employed. Oh no, but if we are going about the criteria in which people would want to qualify, the way of qualify say when the age my papa, Chrome has here. The way people employ self, even if for certain jobs in the crown pono, the criteria no bears them people say why you train me say into your or before and on found kitwebi. And the can you crabby or my exposed to some certain things, yes, to the world. On put on being a certain understanding, say regardless of how you look, provided you can discharge your duties and do it well, I can work with you. Some people even go a long way to say ebisa even which tribe you are from. before they even employ you. Oh, where do you chrome ni? Oh, where do you mean? And these are some of the things that will always send us to disappointment whenever we want to talk about business. We all say any day that business is not for the poop, and therefore when you are going, yes, as much as you want to, you have the sole aim of making profit or doing something meaningful out of it. Sometimes you would want to caress it with relationship and other stuff. But if that caressing becomes more than the main objective, then we are in for doom. And that is it. So for Michael Blackson and his people to say they want to employ, yes, they can. In fact, we wish them well. And like you said, they should also understand that the terrain exposure no munya baby no, and yes, and yet direct. So they should also know how to apply those stuff here. And this are no must be follow the way na any the way your criteria the employer amount for now. At the end of the day, we will be they will be very disappointed, which is what the other man is saying, because the other man used the same criteria. From the way he's speaking, he's even exposed in the criteria, not the selected amount for. A Christian brother, Christian sister, they are qualified. Oh, look some way, with your car, sorry, with Trinity, why pimpinis, why attacking, or qualify. Sir, before that competence, then requires 20-30%. And at the end of the day, the person will not deliver. And you will be disappointed like this. So let's up the criteria in selecting people when it comes to what we want them to do. Let's spell it out for them. Okay. If they are not able to do it, we find better people who can do it, whether they are your family members or they are not. Because yes, we can say for our family members they will disappoint you, but I know of certain family members who have also held down businesses of their family members. It's our conversation. Sometimes let's try to give people the benefit of the doubt and let's find competent people. And no better disappointment.
Okay, Kodo, let's put the two pieces together.
Yes, that issue is not a funny one, as in people who get employed and they want to ruin your business and all of that. One of my bosses, when I visit him and his friends come to him, a lot of them comes with this complaint.
They are all employers.
Yes, they are all employers, and it has been the same story. Most of them are abroad and they try to establish something here, and all of them you see, they will lament. We are trying to help them. Even I'm not making anything from this business. I just want to create employment. And the story is bad. They will sell the item, the product. He's paying them good. They will sell the product as well and keep the money, thinking that they are the smartest people on earth. And we find so most of them, the conversation like, never would they try to establish any business in Ghana. They will do their work over there. When they want to come home, then maybe they can. And that is very bad. And I think that is the reason why we have a higher rate of unemployment, because people are not faithful, people are not disciplined. They want to be rich overnight, as he said. You got somebody who has been home for 5 years. Then maybe somebody starts with you, let's say 1,000 Ghana cedis. The moment the person starts seeing money, then he now feel like, hey, I'm a G, 1,000 is no money to me. But you've forgotten that before you were home having nothing. Then they want to have more. Now they are thinking of ways and means to make more money than to go through the mill. And so that is very bad. That is very bad. But one issue that I also complain is about employers is also lack of supervision. I think if you leave people, if you give people a chance, they will do worse. Some of them are clean until they see that there are loopholes. Yeah. And they will now want to take advantage. So when the day starts, if it is about products, do you take stock? Do you take stock? If you take stock and you realize I've shot some of these products, you query whoever is in charge. If you think the person, exactly, if the person is not capable, you kick him out. So you get a better person. You don't cease firing. You need to be firing till you get the best. Unless you want to stop the business, or you saw the vision that you want to establish a business. So no individual should be a yardstick or a barrier, you know, to whatever you are doing. And so that thing they lack. Somebody can be with you for like 4 years. They are killing the business, and you don't know about it. There is a question mark there. You are not, most of them are negligent. They don't care about what is happening. Once they are putting in money, they are dropping into the account. They think everything is okay. But you need to do check. I was working with, when I was in Tudu, there was a shop like that. Every day, the man would do inventory. And the boys were complaining. You go do. Hey, every morning you go do. So this one, 5. Okay, when we close it was 5. Okay, today 5. We have to take everything. So go and steal it. Go and sell and pocket the money. Because tomorrow you do it. There will be inventory. So the moment you realize things are getting missing, unexpected, then they need to fix whoever is the problem. But if you leave them, they will collapse your business. And I think our people will never change. Our people will never change to be disciplined, because it has been countless occasions that it keeps failing. And at times too, maybe the employers are also not paying the people very well. So they think, okay, if you are not paying me well, then I'll find a way to survive. So either ways, we need to settle the difference, because it wouldn't help anybody either. The employers are on the safer side. If they can decide to do whatever business they are doing, but at the end of this, some of them want to just create employment for people to be also okay, like what Michael is doing. Michael feels like, yes, he's an African, and he has seen, God has blessed him, and he has seen the plight of people. So he also wants to touch humanity.
Use his influence.
Exactly. I don't think he's expecting any profit, but there are other ventures that he can put his money in there. But to build free schools for people to educate themselves, create employment, that will a company that can employ about 10,000 people isn't a joke. The issue of people rushing into his DMs, that is where my worry is. He should be very careful with that. Whatever he's doing it at his own pace. He can build that school for Agona and Sabah, and that will be all. That school is enough for us to clap for him any day, anytime. He shouldn't build 500 schools before we can say he's grateful, unless he wants to do it. But that pressure from people, he should manage that pressure well, because that can mess the whole plan. Because when they come with their stories, you feel empathy for them, and because of that, you want to now do things. Okay, so let me talk to my guy. That wouldn't be more planned, you know, and it can mess the whole plan. So he should manage the DMs. Yes, you can't even solve. I think the problems in America, cry. If we give it to him, he can't even solve.
But he also made that clear in the post that he's not saying he's going to solve the world's problem.
Yes. More or less to talk about Africa. So we have a lot of problems, but he should go at his own pace. What he wants to do, he should be that focused and straightforward. Not that you don't feel empathy for them, but you have a plan. Then you go according to your plan, so that at the end of the day, if you establish this company and they come to mess things up, it can affect you, and even you will not want to even do anything for other people anymore. So you should manage that side. Aside that, with the entertainment and the management of musicians and all that, that is beautiful. That is brilliant. If we had all these black Africans turning their backs to us in terms of the creative, because they have
deeper knowledge.
Exactly, they have experienced the best. So when they come with those standards, it will help shaping our system. And at times, I'm also sad when people show this interest in our people. politicians. They don't even
give them
look their way.
Yeah.
The moment the guy
friendly
tweeted,
environment to operate.
the moment the guy tweeted, you have to call the guy to the office, sit him down. Yes, we love what can we do to assist you? Is it in securing lands, whatever you need, some clearances, exactly, clearances and all of that, so that we facilitate it, so that it makes it better. Because your duty is to create that enabling environment for people to thrive. But as usual, they won't do it. So we are just praying for him to get more strength and inspiration to all the things that he has said, let him materialize, and God will bless him.
Amen. Chemo, wrap up for us. Our time is up.
Yeah, interesting. The way he sounds so happy, he should be careful, because happy people don't take good decisions.
Same as sad people.
Yeah, happy people don't take good decisions.
See, when I saw both, they say, hey, one is crying, one is happy, wanting to do it. I said, wow.
Yeah, because he's happy.
Yeah, Charlie, it's not easy.
Yeah, so Michael Blackson, I think it's good to have even the idea that I want to help people. But if you are not careful, you can't even help yourself.
Yes, Chemo, that thing is dangerous, huh?
Very dangerous. They will make you armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
People will always take advantage of you if they think that there's a way for them to do that. So he should be careful. It's a brilliant idea, but he didn't sound like a businessman. That's where my issue is. It should be more business focused. He has to have it in mind that he wants to do it and make profit.
He wants to do business.
Yes.
It's not as if he wants to
help. No. If you can do business and be successful as he wish, he will make an impact that if he was trying to do it as a charity, he can't. If he can make it a business, like the football team, for instance, get his academy, train people there, try to sell them to as even agents and all that. Yeah. He will make better impact than when he says that, okay, I want to do an academy, but I don't want to make any profit. So you come, I will train you. When you are good enough, go. It won't succeed. It won't. Because people will pass there, get a juicy contract and pocket the money. They won't even come back and say thank you.
Let's support what
you're
also doing.
And you will be suffering. So he should be careful. I think it's good if you want to help people. But the way you do it is where the issue is. As I always say, your good intention is not enough. The results will speak for it. If your good intention will end up something good or bad. So he has a good idea, and I think yes, if there's a way for us to support in our own way, why not? But he should be careful. He sounded so happy about the whole thing that I'm not feeling comfortable about it. He can do it, like the school thing, for instance. The one that he has done is enough. At least he should make sure that it's running the way he wants it to. Or if there is a way to change things because it didn't go well, then he should be focusing on that instead of trying to come out with even more schools. We have said it here, and in fact it's all over the place. There are some people who are well to do than Michael Blackson. They have tried it and it didn't work. So you have to learn from them at least.
And it's not as if someone is sounding negative. Sometimes when it speak like this, they say you are sounding negative. I know how it feels like.
So at least you can learn from them and do it better, or don't
commit the
same errors.
Blunders.
And in fact, there are some people who are making huge impact in this world, but they are not doing charity. But their impact is more than those who are doing charity. And that's how it's supposed to be. You do all the business, have all the business strategy, make good money, and then dash people. That's better than trying to create business to dash people. You waste the money. It's better to help people to be on their own than to do certain things for people to depend on you. Like if you see that somebody has an idea, good idea, wants to start a business, talk to the person, can I be your partner? Let's make money and share. You are likely to make something out of it than to just go and give the money to the person. Charlie, you want to start a business, I want to help you, take this money. He will go and buy a car, drive around and waste the money.
Yeah, that's true.
Before you realize, the guy had a very good ambition trying to make it work. In fact, he was struggling. But when you dash that money, he won't put it in that business.
Life became big.
Yeah. He will start misbehaving, using the money anyhow, with that good intention, trying to come out with a good business. So the guy was struggling. But when you give him money, he will buy a good car, good house, and sometimes even chop it with the ladies. so you have to be careful when you want to help people. Like that, I wish him all the best. But the thing is, like the guy who was complaining, it has happened to someone that I know before. If I advised him, when I went there, saw his things, I told, like Kojo said, when I saw his thing and the way he was running things, I said, no, you need something. At least you have to like take a stock of the things that you have. Somebody should account for the things, because the way I see it here, if you leave it like that, it will not work well. The guy told me, who has time to do this? I mean, we are running the business. Before he realized, the guy that he was doing the business with, he was always taking something home every day. Every day. He would take one thing. Every day he would take one thing. And so the business is no more. Yes. But the guy had
to do business.
Yes. And the time that they did trying to reconcile the accounts, everything, like a huge money is gone that they don't know where it went. So it happens. In your quest to help somebody, they will tell you that you are not wise. If you are not careful, they will tell you that you're even having the idea that I want to help you, it's not the wisest thing to even have. And it happens, it keeps on happening because people are so happy to just want to help people. Yes, it's good to help people, but be careful who you help and how you do it. It's also part of it. Now Michael Blackson wants to have a factory, take about, even where you are going to site the factory is something that you have to think of. Don't just go and put factory anywhere thinking that I want to help the people there. The factory will not even survive within some time. The condition there. So I wish him all the best. I think it's a good thing that he wants to do, but he should be careful so that he will not just waste his money or even waste some people that he could have easily helped time and all that. And
wow, thank you so much. This is how today ends here on Showbiz Daily. But let me wrap up with Kojo and say, Kojo, so we are set for Thursday, huh?
Yes.
Everything
is set for the world premiere of my maiden single.
World premiere.
Be Kind. So it's going to be on all the DSPs Thursday. So people should watch out. Yes. They have a message in there, and I know people will be blessed with that song. People will be blessed with that song. So
because Chamo is doing the distribution, there is this question. Is it going to be on Boomplay too?
Where, but like any popular digital store that you know is there.
I thought Boomplay, they don't do it with like the main distribution. You have to go to them.
Only
sometimes I see some
the
students go, I see some musicians going to them.
No, they are going there for a special deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for extra service. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't
so
upload it direct on
yeah. So all the popular platforms that people are aware of, they will get
including TikTok, Snapchat,
so what,
Facebook,
Wednesday night.
Yes.
Wednesday night into Thursday.
Possibly,
Wednesday midnight.
Wednesday midnight.
Wednesday midnight. So
12 a.m.
12 midnight.
12 a.m.
Thursday 12 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Ebefa.
Inshallah.
Someone said Kojo should go and do a kwanchre. Buy a goat head. Alright, so guys, anticipate Kojo's song finally. A date is here. Like we told you guys that we are releasing it this month, come what may. And looks like Ghana is very calm to receive songs. Yeah, I love the situation. I just hope that from today till Thursday, nobody will misbehave.
There's one in
one is
Kojo and Daddy Numbers. It's on the same day.
They are released on the same day.
Yeah, hopefully the same day.
Okay, we will tell the two of them that after doing whatever they are doing, they should be kind. Well, thank you so much, Kojo King, for coming through. He is a musician and a pundit as well. And also to Intimdo Solomon, our online manager at Flex Entertainment Limited. He's also a digital content strategist for your distribution online. You can always do something to support a brother. And he's also open for your businesses. Bring your businesses and he will sort you out. A brother called me from US today. I'm sure I have to follow up on his message. He wants us to do some promotions for him here in Ghana. So, big man, maybe you're watching us. I'll get back to you. Pressure small, but I'll surely get back to you so we sort it out. And Roland Amate, also event publicist, also a blogger, and he's also a talent manager. You can also rely on him for some of your services online and more. To the guys at the back, Digital Rasta, Scott Currency doing camera. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show, and of course, my name is Sammy Flex. Thanks for being a part of it. We'll meet again tomorrow morning, and in the evening at 7 p.m. we come your way with Showbiz Daily. This is your evening daily dosage of a show. Don't miss it. We will be bringing you more. We are out of here.